Normalde Conor McGregor'ın dövüş haftalarında biliyoruz ki çok fazla atışma olur, gerilim had safhada olur, tartışmalar olur ama Perşembe gününe geldik, o tarz şeyler henüz görmedik. Daha sakin bir Conor McGregor görüyoruz Max Holloway maçının öncesinde. Ortam henüz gerilmeye başlamadı. Sakin açıklamalar yapıyorlar. Henüz diyorum çünkü yarın sabah basın toplantısı var. Max'le atışmaların olmasını bekliyoruz. Basın toplantısında Paddy Pimblett'da olacak. O da olduğundan dolayı gerilim bir şekilde mutlaka artacaktır. Basın toplantısında yarın kanalda öğle saatlerinde bulabilirsiniz. Türkçe altyazılı bir şekilde birlikte izleyeceğiz. Bugünkü videoda ise Medya Günü Türkçe şekilde izleyeceğiz. Hem Max'in hem Conor'ın neler dediğine bir bakalım.
Conor, welcome back to a UFC Media Day and a fight week. 5 years away from it. How good is it to be back, feet on the ground in Las Vegas and be here for a fight week?
Thank God. A beautiful day here in Las Vegas. This is the day. It's great to be back. Weights on point, body's on point, mind sharper than ever. Plan is laid, set. And we're ready to go to war.
It feels like a McGregor fight week, but there was something new for this one. You have called yourself a belt many times in the past, and this week you finally got custom McGregor belts. What was it like seeing those in person, getting to throw them both over your shoulders?
Special to my heart. I thank the Ultimate Fighting Championship for the respect. And I love it. I'm going to go in and represent. I'm going to go in and represent the company and the McGregor name to the best of my ability. Awesome.
Conor,
Kendi enerji içeceği markasını diziyor bu arada oraya.
many say you that no longer have the fire or the hunger you had before. What do you say to those things you are done?
You know, if I didn't have the fire or the hunger, yet I'm up against one of the most active bodies in the fight game, in Max Holloway. But, you know, I just think it's silly to say this. You know, the challenge is colossal. It is a colossal challenge ahead of me that I am entering with supreme confidence. It's magnificent. The fire is in my belly roaring and is about to be released on Saturday night. I've practiced abstaining also in this camp. It's the first time I've ever done it from any type of physical touch, if you will. And that's been intense. I'm excited to see what it brings on Saturday night. We're going to have a good night Saturday.
Bu tarz bir soruyu yıllar önce Habib'in babasına da sormuşlardı. Habib yanında oturuyor. Tam aynı minvalde bir soru. Yıllar oldu tabii olalı. Şöyle cevap veriyordu. Baştan 45 gün önce Habib'i Amerika'ya kampa yolluyorum diyor. Burada da Conor o konuşmaya benzer şeyler söylüyor.
All across the board.
Is he the perfect guy for you to come back and rematch and fight for this return fight? Does he feel like the perfect person to stake your claim as I am back and I'm ready to compete at the highest level once again?
Max is a great dance partner, if you will. A great opponent. He's a deep body of work inside the octagon. Fought many a man. It's a great opponent, a great event, great fight week, great international fight week. I'm very, very happy here.
But with this fight, all these fighters beforehand today are all tipping Max. Not this little man over here. He thinks you're an absolute moral. What do you say?
You know, nothing better than proving people wrong. People are entitled to their opinion. Some are valid. You know, there's some questions. Time out, injury, lifestyle, yada, yada, yada. I know. And your boy knows there. Fair play to him. And there you go. Let's go. We're going to go in Saturday night and shut them all up again. You know, the business is on the rise. The money is coming in. So get into this game, baby. We're rocking and rolling. The mic is back.
Throughout your early part of your UFC run, and even 2016 was such a magical year, not just for you, but the sport, but you disrupted so much back then, and now you return 5 years later with the opportunity to disrupt everything again in multiple divisions. Do you feel that right now? Like, do you feel sort of that magic, almost like a...
Shake up the game. Shake up the business, for sure. Prove myself. To myself. I am who I say I am. I am that I am.
I want to ask you one more question because you've been talking a lot about finding religion and putting yourself in this spiritual place. And normally it takes like a certain moment for that reflection to happen to kind of turn things around. Do you remember the moment where you felt like this is the need, like you had to get to the knees and rejoice and find that within yourself? Do you remember that moment where you kind of turned it all over?
You know, you got to do deep internal work. It's not just like, it's many moments even, if you will. It's not just one, it's a whole sequence of events and almost divine coincidences that just cannot be anything but the higher power. And I connected to it. I am not my body. I am not my feelings. I am not my thoughts. I am my soul. And my soul is connected to the highest power.
You mentioned you understand.
Bu verdiği cevapta da görüyorsunuz çok fazla sakinleşmiş bir Conor var. En sakin basın toplantısı olarak ben bir Kovboy'u hatırlıyorum. Serena maçında da bu şekilde sakindi. Dustin ikinci maçta da sakindi ama bu kadar böyle dini şeyler konuştuğunu hatırlamıyorum Conor'ın. Burada gerçekten bayağı bir konuları hep dini konulara getiriyor. Hiç görmediğimiz bir Conor bu. Bu hayat tarzını değiştirdikten sonra da bakalım nasıl bir Conor McGregor izleyeceğiz.
That people could have doubts about you. Have you had doubts about yourself during this process?
No, none. You know, I outwork doubt. That's it. Doubt will only build when you do not put the work in. So I make sure and put the work in. Our preparation for this bout has been very, very meticulous. We have been very, you know, if you will, secretive. Nothing has really come out on approach or on styles. As a full-fledged mixed martial artist stepping inside that octagon on Saturday night, and I'm excited to show it.
You very famously apologized to absolutely nobody in your career. Do you have doubts or do you have regrets, about like anything that's happened in your career or anything that you've done along the way?
You know, I'm thankful for the lessons I've learned, and my job is to honor the position God has put me in and do not disrespect it, and that's where I'm at. I'm thankful for the lessons I have learned, and on I go. I don't want to get into this therapy vibe. It's a few tough years. It has been a few tough years. Thank you for reminding me of that, because that's had to give me a nice feeling of, yes, I'm here. I am here now. It's been a tough one, you know, but God works in mysterious ways. It is all as it should. Maybe it just wasn't meant to be at that time, and I'm happy how it has come about. Looking back and looking at how my preparation has gone, I'm thankful how it's gone. I'm well ready here. You know, if you think about it, I've spent some time preparing for the stocky boxer wrestler.
Yıllarca.
The athletic wrestler in Chandler, and then you go to a longer, rangy, more volume striker in Max. So I had to be very proper in my preparation. You know, I couldn't take that for granted. You're switching a completely different stylistic opponent. So, you know, I put the work in, and the time has worked. I'm happy and thankful for how it has worked out.
Max has said, that citing your quote that it's not a win unless you finish the fight, and that you're, I guess, 0-0 going into that. Do you believe that you have a true win over this man, or are you looking at it as...
Listen, I put my big Irish paws in his face. I sunned the boy, and, you know, I faced a devastating injury. You know, a career-ending injury happened to me in that bout that changed my entire approach to fighting. With the ACL tear and the meniscus tear, it was the first time I'd ever experienced something like that. Listen, I beat him, and I'm going to beat him again on Saturday night for sure.
Conor, can you understand why some people feel you don't deserve this platform, given the court case 2 years ago?
I'm an innocent man, and I'll stand for my innocence until the day I go out. And that is still a situation where I fight. There's a reason it didn't go where it went, and it went to a civil trial. It is what it is. It stings deep. I continue to fight. I know the truth. And I know that lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. And I trust in God that it's coming. You best believe it's coming. And I look very, very forward to the day.
Do you feel like you fell into the trap that so many fighters do with fame and money?
Obviously. You know, 2017... double-weight world champion, Floyd Mayweather banked, and then I launched an Irish whiskey. I didn't drink heavily, if at all, in that time of my life. I was an athlete at the top of my game. Next thing you know, there's thousands upon thousands of bottles in my garage. Sell this, Conor. Okay, I'd leave my property with 2 bottles under my arm. And that was it. I was caught. You know, I wasn't used with it. That's it. God gave me these lessons, that's it. I was trapped and caught. And it is what it is. I trust in God. I trust in my journey. And I trust in the truth. And if the world is against the truth, then I am against the world. And that is where I stand.
Conor, some people say that one of the changes to the business is that you almost became too big. You can exist outside of the UFC bubble, and that now maybe they don't want to pay another star quite as much because then it might be harder to negotiate fights. Do you feel that's true? Do you feel like you had an impact because you were so successful and showed an example to the rest of your colleagues as fighters?
You know, I'll always campaign for the fighters getting their worth, and I'm very happy with it. We're getting it's a steady rise. If you ask Max, I'm sure it's probably 5 times his highest pay, you know? So the boys are getting there, and the boys and the girls are getting there, and I will always campaign for that, and I'll always be happy that I have helped spearhead that. You know, as an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, it kind of puts me in a pickle. I always vouch for the fighters. So, but I also have a stake in the company, so there has to be some sort of balance. But still, I am a fighter at heart. I know what it takes in this business, and I know without the fighters, there is none of this, not an iota of it.
If you could be anonymous for one day, go somewhere and nobody recognized you, what would you do? Where would you go?
Church. I go to church and just praise God. Get on my knees and praise our Lord. He's given me it all. And I'm forever on my knees in praise.
Conor, Justin Gaethje said he'll be in attendance for your fight against Max. He also says he wants to punch you in the face. What's your response to Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, join the queue. Join the queue. There's a few. You know, yeah, look, he has the lightweight belt, fair play to him. Holloway put him face down, ass up though. Badly face down. So, you know, I'm not even thinking of it at this time. But I go down to lightweight again. Also is another thing, I'm not so sure. I fancy the Triple Crown. So, less of the disrespect, you bum.
Now, Max Holloway has also been training with JDM, who's a welterweight himself. What are your thoughts on him choosing JDM as a training partner to emulate you?
That's not going to cut it. Not bad choice. Why not? I seen the little Pitty Pat Mickey Mouse Club training. It looks like a teen amateur fucking... It's not on the level. It's not going to cut it for the ferocity that will be before him in the octagon, as well as the array of weaponry. Both can get it.
Conor, you said that you're ready to face the best fighters. So Shavkat Rakhmonov beat your fellow Irishman Ian Gary, considered as one of the most dangerous contenders in this division. So if things go your way, do you see the fight happening one day? And what do you think of him as a fighter?
I know he had a heavy injury and he's building back from that, so I'll leave him to it. I don't really think anything of him at the minute. He's got a lot of work to do. What has he got to offer me? You know, the title, he would have to acquire the title for me to even consider. He's not a bad fighter. That's it.
Shavkat takdir ediyor ama çok fazla yorum yapmamış. Ya Conor bundan sonra eğer ki Max'i yendi diyelim, bir şekilde artık kemer için dövüşür zaten. Hani burada da hem takdir ediyor hem de aslında benim bir onunla işim yok, bana katabileceği hiçbir şey yok diyor. Bence de zor gözüküyor bu.
What sort of conversations do you think people will be having on Monday morning after your fight?
The Mac is well and truly back, and that's it. The excitement is going to be off the charts on Saturday night. The performance is going to be off the charts. I have some shot selection here and some set of movements that I plan for this bout, and I'm excited to showcase it. God bless. Thank you so much, all. Thank you all.
How often do you reflect on that first fight? I know it's something you've wanted for a long time, but obviously so much has happened over the years since that first fight with championships and hiatuses for Conor and all sorts of stuff. Like, how much do you reflect on that first fight heading into this one?
Not much, you know. You live, you learn. You know, every loss to us is a learning experience, and that's all it was, you know. I got to do some great things after that. He did some great things, and we're here now 13 years later, and I'm excited.
Max, what have you made about Conor's apparent frustration that he's not talked about as the greatest featherweight of all time? And he's a little bit mad that you sometimes get called that.
I'm just hearing this now. Is he frustrated? I mean, it is what it is, right? When people talk about this kind of stuff or stats or history, you want the fans and you guys to talk about it, not us. So yeah, he got a bone. He needs to start picking a bone with you guys, not me. It's not my fault.
What's the money like for a Conor McGregor fight these days?
It's beautiful, bro. I'll tell you this much. Every single guy that fighter or non-fighter is saying that I'm fighting for money, I'm a prize fighter, brother. This is what we do. If you wasn't fighting for money, you're an idiot.
What do you feel, you know, when guys move up in weight, people start talking about, does the power translate? Does the chin translate? As you're the bigger guy up there now at 170, do you feel like it makes you a stronger guy? Does it make you a slower guy? What does the changes do to your performance?
I feel good. Strength, cardio, movement, everything that you said, I feel great. I know you guys have been following me on media and seeing what I've been doing. We bring in the former 170 champion Jack Della. Had great looks, had great training. We was only supposed to train together for a week. We loved it so much. He ended up staying for a second week, and I think so. Bringing him in was huge. You know, it was good fun, and we'll get to find out Saturday night. It's going to be fun.
It is what it is. You have done a lot of stuff in the last 5 years since Conor's been away, right? 300, the BMF belt. There's been massive moments. Do you feel like getting this rematch that for a while there we were never sure if you might get, has this whole week and this whole process just been fun? Like, finally I get it, it's going to be fun, I get to try and get my win back. Talk about the experience of having this rematch booked and just the emotions getting it after years of waiting around for it.
It's huge, you know. Who would have thought that Conor was even coming back after what happened with the injury, and then with him and his other injury at a fight that he had. So it's just big, you know. I finally get to right or wrong, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, he's a killer, and I'm looking forward to see the best Conor McGregor come July 11, and hopefully I get a SportsCenter #1 spot up there.
And I know you said last time you didn't love having to do all the face-offs with Charles, the Paramount one. I don't think you're going to have to do it because we're not at the Apex this time. So are you just looking forward to seeing Conor for the first time tomorrow in front of the crowd with all that energy?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think that face-off is just weird, bro. Weird as hell. You keep seeing this guy. I mean, I know I'm usually cool with the guys, you know, even with Charles, but so just weird seeing him true. Like, you know, we're not going on a date or nothing, you know. Just let me see them one time, so... At the end of the day, I'm glad that we finally get to go back to somewhat normal. The press conference, weigh-ins, and then fight night. Should be fun.
Max, you beat Gaethje and you are the BMF, but Conor insists he's still the true owner of the division. What are you going to do this Saturday to prove his time has passed?
I'm going to go in there and put pause on him. You know, I'm going to make him wish that he didn't come back. Actually, no, I'm not going to make him wish that. I'm gonna make him think that he can do it one more time, so we can rematch at the end of the year.
Max artık hafif siklet kemerini hiç dillendirmiyor bile. Conor maçlarından parayı vurma derdinde. Ki baktığında niye yapıyorsun diyemezsin. Zamanında Dustin yaptı bunu. Belki kemer şansı tekrardan doğabilecekti o dönem kendisine ama Conor'ı seçmişti. Şimdi de Max'i görüyoruz. Hafta sonu kazandı diyelim bu maçı. 3. maçı da hemen yapmak istiyor. Ama ne olur göreceğiz tabii.
I feel like the consensus among most MMA fans, given Conor's layoff, is that you should walk right through him, particularly with your volume heavy style. How is it competing with the pressure of being the one who should come out with the victory?
I mean, that's crazy talk, right? A lot of people, a lot of fans is counting Conor out, which is crazy. I mean, a lot of people count Justin Gaethje'ye out. I mean, this is different. This is different situations, right? But this guy has unlimited money. You know what I mean? He has a lot of connections. He's coming back from a crazy injury. He supposedly found God. His kids is going to be here at the fight. I saw Tim Grover in a picture with him. I don't know if that's the coach now, but he's doing all the right things. You know what I mean? So I'm getting ready for the most dangerous Conor McGregor we ever saw, and nobody's telling me otherwise. Because once you start overlooking people, things don't go too well for you.
And you mentioned it there. He has millions of pounds, well, dollars in the bank. He has accolades. He doesn't need to do this. What do you think that says about his character?
He's an animal. He's a warrior. Bro, nothing but more than respect. You know, there's a saying that that I grew up watching. I forget what boxer promoter said it, but I was watching a documentary, and he said it right. You know, he was like, "Why the hell would a rich kid fight? Rich kid don't need to fight. You know, poor kids fight." So to see that he still got that side of him in him is exciting.
A large part of the storyline around this fight is obviously Conor's 5-year absence. As a guy who's been so active,
Paddy Pimblett konuşuyor zannettim, yemin ederim.
How do you think a 5-year layoff would have affected you in your career?
Like I said, I think it shouldn't affect him. I think I could come back from a 5-year. You give me his bank account, all his connections, brother, I'll be back in 10 years. That's what I'll do, you know? Like, everybody bringing that excuse up. Yeah, the only thing that he misses maybe the walk, the arena, the feel, right? But we still had Stone Cold Killers in there, bro. He still was one of the best fighters in the world at one point. So I'm looking forward to the best Conor McGregor.
But here, so there was, like, you were asked there about the finances going into this. Is this the best payday of your career, this fight?
For sure. I mean, maybe. We see. Everybody keep talking about Conor McGregor, this and that, and fighting for money. Like I said, man, anybody who ever says that they don't fight for money They're lying through their damn teeth, bro. We're prize fighters. We're money fighters. Is what we want.
And last one, just you were asked there about Oscar asked about Conor being frustrated at being not ranked as the best featherweights. Of the 5 who have had that belt, you, Volk, Ilya, Conor, and obviously Aldo. How do you rank them from 1 to 5?
I think Aldo is my favorite. You know what I mean? But I can see the case with Volk for sure. And I also see through the media size wise, and I'm not going to rank myself in it, right? So if it's 4, Aldo, Volk, maybe you give a little bit more to Ilya because of who he did and the guys he fought, right? And then Conor just won it one time, boom, disappeared, became a double champ. So, truth to him, but that's just the way I look at it.
Conor zaten bu olaya takılıp duruyordu. Yine 4. sıraya koydu Conor'u Max. Kendisini dahil etmedi Max ama etseydi yine 5. sırada olacaktı. Son sırada olacaktı. Bu muhabbet mutlaka basın toplantısında tekrardan gündeme gelir. Henüz daha aksiyon dolu bir şey görmedik ama dediğim gibi basın toplantısı henüz olmadı. Yarın sabah olayların karıştığını görebiliriz. Başta da demiştim, yarın öğle saatlerinde kanalda Türkçe altyazılı şekilde tekrardan birlikte seyrederiz basın toplantısında. Bu tarz içerikleri de kaçırmamak için kanalıma abone olabilirsiniz. Tüm destek olan herkese de çok teşekkür ederim. Bu videoluk şimdilik bu kadar olsun. Bir sonraki videoda buluşmak üzere. Kendinize çok iyi bakın.